This is live from the Louisville locker room where head coach Howard Schnellenberger is getting ready to speak to his team.
All be together, 60 minutes, 30 the first half, 30 the second half. Everybody set?
We go from Louisville to Tennessee, where the Volunteers are ready to take the field. It's our pleasure to have Dr. Jerry Punch working with us tonight, and he's standing by with head coach Johnny Majors.
Thank you very much, Mike. The defending SEC and Sugar Bowl champion Tennessee Volunteers return 10 starters on defense, coach, with the offense awfully young. A lot of young men, a lot of inexperience up front. After a record-setting year last year with record yards gained and points scored, what does it look like tonight offensively?
Very young, very green. As I told our young people before we left the locker room, a lot of young ones here, and I said, you just hang tough and do the little things. And we've got a lot of people that have been around you well before, so don't lose your confidence if something happens wrong. And forget about it, come back the next time, because it's showtime, and I hope we'll do well.
Thank you very much, Coach. The Volunteer faithful feel that they're the three-field, have a shot at a national title. It'll be a Majors accomplishment.
All right, thank you, Jerry. And here come the Volunteers, 9-2-2 a year ago, an SEC and a Sugar Bowl championship. Johnny Majors enters his 15th season, 102 wins, and back-to-back conference titles. The Cardinals of Louisville coming off a 10-1-1 season with a Fiesta Bowl win. Howard Schnellenberger beginning the 7th year of his master plan for the program, which is a national championship. Last week's victory got his rebuilding record to 500. ESPN's Thursday night CFA, Tennessee versus Louisville, is brought to you by Thrifty Car Rental, because it's your money. Call 1-800-4CARS or your travel consultant.
Sometimes I dream that he is me. You got to see that's how I dream to be. I dream I move. I dream I groove. Like Mike. If I could be like Mike. I wanna be like Mike. If I could be like Mike. Be like Mike. Like Mike. If I could be like Mike. Be like Mike. Stretch it out. Stretch it out. Caramello. Chocolate.
Whether you're crossing the Sahara, or climbing Kilimanjaro, or hiking through Hoboken, keep in mind, 2/3 of the earth is covered by water. We do. Waterproof Rockports, all-terrain vehicles for your feet.
Cardinal Stadium in Louisville, Kentucky, an overflow crowd, the largest in the school history, to see Louisville take on a national power, 11th-ranked Tennessee. This is Mike Patrick. It's my pleasure to have the chance to work with Mike Gottfried again. And, Mike, the first thing we will see tonight, tremendous emotion generated by this crowd.
Mike, the emotion is definitely on Louisville's side. The edge for Tennessee is experience. What Louisville has to do is keep this crowd in the game, stay close, and get to the fourth quarter with a chance to win this football game. As I look at this game, the one unit that has the best chance to dominate is the Tennessee defense. They have 10 starters return. They're big, strong, and they'll put a rush on quarterback Jeff Brom. Jeff Brom had his problems with the rush and staying in the pocket in the first ball game. He needs to sit in that pocket, make his reads, and pull the trigger. His offensive line really has a chore in front of him. They must give him time to throw the football.
All right, Mike, and we are very fortunate tonight with a perfect night for weather. Yesterday here in Louisville, it poured all day long. 78 degrees, only a 10% chance of rain tonight. And a perfect night for football in Louisville. They have waited for this for a long, long time. The Cardinals will get the football to start this game. And, Mike, I think the emotion, the adrenaline can't flow forever. I think you have to take advantage of it early.
You really do, and as I said, they need some good things Louisville does to start the ball game off. They need to get their confidence. They're a young football team. Tennessee's been in this kind of atmosphere before. Louisville had a big win in the Fiesta Bowl. It'll just help them in this situation tonight.
Well, Louisville's kicking team comes on. Apparently, they have deferred their choice to the second half. No, right to begin with, Tennessee will kick off. Joey Chapman tees it up at the 35-yard line. And Darrell Boykin, number 3, is the deep man. A crowd of over 40,000 on its feet here at Cardinal Stadium. Boykin at the 4. Gets it out across the 20-yard line. Jeff Brom is Louisville's quarterback. He was Mr. Football for the decade of the 80s in Kentucky, but only threw for 84 yards in his first start last week. Fullback Ralph Dawkins was the Cardinals' leading rusher a year ago, and last week he had 162 yards. Only 2 starters are back on the offensive line. Kevin Blumeyer, a former walk-on, was last season's Offensive Lineman of the Year. Boykin and Dawkins in the eye. Dawkins on the pitch. Cut it back. Crosses the 25.
This is tackle for Tennessee's lining up. The only play you actually want to go to the tackle who's a little wider is the trap, which he just ran.
Second first down of the drive for Louisville. They're at the Tennessee 49. Shift out of the eye. Dawkins. It's the second time they've diagnosed that toss sweep very well. And Shazan Bradley out of Athens, Tennessee is right there.
6 people in that box to defend the run. I'd look for Louisville to try to run some kind of screen or rollout here with Jeff Brown.
Brown looking for the screen, but he's sacked. Chuck Smith, who had 4.5 a year ago, and it looked like Tennessee's had the sack or had the screen diagnosed too. He had no place to throw it.
You see Jeff Brown setting up the screen. Chuck Smith just beats the block of the left tackle.
16 games, he's lost only 2 and set a single season record for yards a year ago. Kelly has only 1 veteran receiver to throw to, but he's a great one. All-American Carl Pickens, who averaged better than 17 yards a catch last year. Only 2 starters return on the line. Left guard Tom Myslinski, a preseason all-conference choice. And the crowd noise may have been the reason for the stoppage of play. There were still 7 seconds to go on the play clock.
There we go! There we go!
But they'll call them for the delay.
They're having a hard time hearing the signals. First ball game, Mike. I said it last week in the Pitt, West Virginia game. Basketball gets to start with Mexico, Cuba. Football, when you start out, you have to start off with a live opponent.
And they are in the loud end of the field that is enclosed here at Cardinal Stadium. Kelly wants to throw on first down. Got it out to Pickens, but he is wrapped up by Robert Cano. Secondary is the strength of the defense. Free safety Ray Buchanan was last year's defensive MVP in the Fiesta Bowl. 3rd and 16 for Tennessee. And Brian Hayes, the left defensive end, said this was the key series for the Louisville defense for the entire game. Bombs away, intended for Pickens. He's got it. Touchdown, Tennessee. The most dangerous man on this ball club, the guy you could not let beat you, just did for 75 yards.
3rd and 15. You got young backs. You might as well hang it out and throw the bomb. Here's one-on-one coverage, and Carl Pickens shows you why he's one of the great receivers in the country. Makes the catch, gets Tennessee on the board quick.
Kevin Wendelbo, the barefoot kicker, on for the point after him. He's got it. There's a timeout early first quarter, and Tennessee has taken a 7-0 lead.
Vol fans, if your blood's orange, call this special Vol fan number now. Get the inside news you really want on UT Athletics. Big Orange Illustrated. Year-round previews, reviews, interviews, recruiting news, profiles, weekly football game issues, crammed full of inside info found nowhere else. Big Orange Illustrated. 1 year, 13 big issues for only $29.95. If you're a big Orange fan, subscribe now. Big Orange Illustrated.
If you're a comparison shopper, come to the Isuzu Invitational. At $2,300 off, you might discover that you're a real trooper. Or maybe you'll discover you're a stylish person. And even if you're an impulse buyer, you'll find yourself in for a real pickup. So if you're thinking about a change, be a trooper and hurry to the Isuzu Invitational to compare and save on Isuzu cars and trucks. Or really just save, because with Isuzu, there's no comparison.
System in your car. You get a lot more out of your music.
ESPN's Thursday night CFA, Tennessee and Louisville is brought to you by Isuzu. For feature, styling, and price, there's no comparison. And by Pioneer. When you put a 6-disc CD system in your car, you get a whole lot more out of your music. A 75-yard touchdown bomb to Pickens has quieted the Cardinal crowd as Tennessee jumps on top 7-0. Joey Chapman to kick off. Boykin waits inside the 5. But it'll take more than one touchdown to quiet this crowd. Boykin from just outside the goal line. This time stopped shy of the 20. Let's go to the sideline and Dr. Jerry Punch. Jerry?
Guys, on the Louisville sideline, defensive coordinator Ty Smith very pleased with the first couple of plays his defense played, but obviously not very pleased with that missed assignment. A free safety did not get over and read the coverage correctly, and that allowed the Tennessee touchdown. But he's talked to him, and he got, I know I blew it, Coach, and I won't do it again. Back upstairs.
I think all you have to do right now, Jerry, is say, where is 15? And let's put 2 guys on him, maybe 3. Because he can break it. Brom has to start from his own 17-yard line. Boykin and Dawkins to back. Boykin runs into his own man
if
and
his
then
front
stumbles.
four can handle that offensive line, he doesn't need to blitz. But now, being ahead 7-0 and have him back up, he may send some linebackers after Jeff Brown.
3rd and 18. The situation Louisville wanted to avoid. Brom straight back. Has time. Rifles almost intercepted. Right through the hands of Floyd Miley. It would have been another 7 on the board.
Well, you don't want a mistake down there. You've got a great punter who gets good height. Now here we're dangerous now. Tennessee may go for the block here with a 10-man rush. Boss Wilsmeyer takes a little long to get the punt away. This is the area where you want to go after it.
His first punt was 27 yards, but he did his job getting it deep in the Tennessee territory. Carter is waiting at the 50. Carter only averaged 18 yards a return last year, and a flag will stop this play. They timed Wilmsmeyer. They like to get kicks away at 1.8. They said Wilmsmeyer in practice was around 2.2. That's very slow.
I have a dead ball. Procedure foul against University of Louisville.
So it backs him up 5 more yards. Wilmsmeyer from Mississauga, Ontario, was in the top 10 of the NCAA a year ago, averaged nearly 43 yards a kick. And Howard Schnellenberger, the perspiration coming out early. Biggest home game he has had for this program. And Tennessee has 10 men on the line of scrimmage. Wilmsmeyer gets it out of there. Nice high sailing kick. Loose ball. Louisville has it. Dale Carter dropped it, and then he was shellacked.
Big break for Louisville because it gives them field position. Dale Carter didn't practice this week. He had an injury, did not practice. He's going to have trouble with these lights. He just didn't find the ball. Great hit by Louisville. Wide awake, recover the football. A big break for a young Louisville team that they need right now. Lights are a problem, Mike.
They certainly are. Tennessee would have had the ball deep in Louisville territory as is. The Cardinals get it back at their own 37. Over the middle, incomplete. Up near midfield, Jose Gonzalez, the tight end. And not your prototype tight end either. Two in American. 2nd and 10, Cardinals. Braun back to throw. He can run. Picked up a couple and got out of bounds. Good job by Brom in the middle linebacker, Sean Walker. Positionary reasons for this game. 3rd and 6, Louisville. Brom once again under pressure and sacked from behind. He really never had a chance. Chuck Smith gets his second sack of the ball game.
Screen, draw, trap, keep him off balance.
Wilmsmeyer will punt to Carter, who would like to redeem himself. Standing back at the 15. Wilmsmeyer very high but short, and Carter signals fair catch. He'll make it this time at the 7-0 here in the first quarter to 11th ranked Tennessee.
Come to the Isuzu Invitational and you might discover that you're a real trooper. Because you'll like the 4-wheel drive with auto-locking hubs, tough 4-wheel disc brakes, and knowing you got the best buy in town. Best of all, you'll love saving up to $2,300 more. So hurry, the Isuzu Invitational is the perfect time to be a trooper and to compare and save, or really just save, because with Isuzu, there's no comparison. Save on troopers now at your local Isuzu dealer.
You took a stand for all we stand for. You gave your hand when it was asked for. Oh, you are the ones who lifted us. You are the ones who kept the trust. You're the ones whose gift we must recall. We hear the children singing now for every hero. Sing it loud. We want to thank you. Yes, we want to thank you. You're the ones we thank you all.
Now at your local Isuzu dealer.
You took a stand for all we stand for. You're the ones we thank you all.
And Johnny Majors likes balance. Kelly is back to throw. Completes to his tight end, Mark Adams. Adams has the first down out across the 35 to about the 37. Ben Sumter, the linebacker on the right side, made the stop.
Louisville had a short week of practice. They played Saturday night. Here they are playing again on Thursday night. In practice, you don't see the kind of speed Carl Pickens has. So right now, the defensive backs are a little bit of shock. And the linebackers, so that's why other people will now start to come open.
You only see that at the Olympic trials. Poe and Henson, the backs on 1st and 10, Tennessee. Rock Poe, the fullback, banging his way across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Game may be won. That time, stopped by Brevin Smith. Next Thursday night, do we have a great-looking game for you? Dream matchup number 11. Houston brings the run and shoot and all those points to the Orange Bowl to take on the 3rd-ranked Hurricanes of Miami. And Miami has the nation's longest home winning streak, 36 games. Klingler, of course, last week, 9 touchdown passes, 6 of them in the 2nd quarter.
People better get a lot of popcorn and a lot of soft drinks for that game.
It'll be a while. 3rd and a yard, Tennessee. Henson. Second effort may have gotten him the first down.
Freshman, and then they have Tavio Henson, who's a junior, but then they have 2 freshman running backs that are going to play a lot in a program like Tennessee, so you can see the youth that they have on their squad.
Kelly has plenty of time, throws behind his intended receiver at the Louisville 35-yard line, trying to hit Craig Faulkner. Kelly last year set a single-season yardage record, 14-2-2 since he's been started.
I try to find where's Carl.
Me too. And he did once already for 75 yards. Tavio Henson, a single setback on 3rd and 7. Kelly floats it down the sideline. His receiver fell down and the ball was thrown out of bounds. He tried to get it to Pickens, and it was almost intercepted by Ray Buchanan, who was the MVP in the Fiesta Bowl a year ago on defense.
I think they confused Kelly. Watch him. They're going to show blitz. Now, Ty Smith, sometimes you can show blitz and blitz. Sometimes you show blitz and you back out, just like they're doing right now. And then sometimes you show a regular defense and blitz. But they definitely confused Andy Kelly. And you can see 4 people around Mr. Pickens.
Punting game is up in the air as well as the kicking game. Buchanan is back, and that ball will be killed at the 1-foot line. Great special teams coverage, and Tom Hutton, the left footer, kicks it 47 yards to within 1 foot of the goal.
Benjamin Moore paint is sold on playgrounds.
If you want my advice, use Benjamin Moore.
And just about everywhere else.
At any color, they've got it.
Because our best salesmen...
It's the only paint I use.
...are the people who use us.
When you know you want the best, you want the quality of Benjamin Moore. When you want Benjamin Moore, you want Hikes Point painted wallpaper. Louisville's oldest and largest Benjamin Moore dealer. Now with 2 locations, 3099B Breckenridge Lane and 9810 Shelbyville Road.
Need a picker-upper? It's here. Carriage Ford's 91 closeout. All trucks, Explorers, vans at factory invoice or below. Full-size pickups for only $10,375. Rangers for only $79.92. You've never seen truck prices this low. Pick yourself a winner. It's easy. Factory invoice or below. Deals, deals, deals during Carriage Ford's 91 truck closeout. That's Earl Book's Carriage Ford, Trucktown, USA, Clarksville.
This could be the classiest college football game we've ever been to. This is the Louisville Symphony Orchestra performing during the pregame ceremonies. Howard Schnellenberger has come up with many innovative things here at Louisville, but the one thing he has done is bring them big-time football. something that most people thought he could never accomplish.
One thing he needs to innovate right now is a drive. He's got to get him out of this end zone. Now, this is the area where they'd like to go to their tight end. Jeff Brown, if he's going to put it up, wants to throw it down the field.
Cardinals only have 22 yards in total offense so far. Start from their own 1. Dawkins, quick handoff. A little breathing room, gets out to about the 3. Darryl Hardy, number 87, in on the tackle. 6'3", 220, a senior from Cincinnati, Ohio. Still making some noise. Dawkins tries to turn the corner. Stayed on his feet outside the 7-yard line. Dawkins gained 162 yards last week on 27-69. Boykin will try to get the first down and may have it as he crosses the 10. That would be a big, big play if they can keep the football.
Well, as I said earlier, they need to keep the crowd in the game. They need to stay close. They're behind 7-0, but it's not time to panic. They made one mistake. Let Carl Pickens out of the open and let him run, but they're playing well. They're settled down. Howard Schnellenberger's a veteran coach. He's been here before.
Well, letting Pickens loose a mistake a lot of people have made over the years. It is a first down, Louisville. They spot the ball at the 12. Boykin goes to a wing. Dawkins will get the carry on a delay. He's wrapped up, picked up just about a yard. Ernest Fields brought him down. Let's go down to the field. Dr. Jerry Punch. Jerry?
Thank you, Mike. I'm with Lawrence Layton Smith, the orchestra director for the Louisville Orchestra. And how did this come about, having an orchestra perform at a football game, Larry?
It's a long story. Coach Schnellenberger and I are reasonably good friends, and he happened to have shown up at a concert where he actually conducted a piece. And so I thought, well, we'll return in kind. We'll go and we'll play with it. And he was very successful as a conductor of the orchestra.
We'll come back in just a moment.
All right, Jerry. 2nd and 9. Braun with a shorter drop this time and throws complete to Jones at the 19-yard line. Let's go back to Jerry Punch and finish up the story on the symphony. Jerry?
Now, Larry, he came down and conducted your orchestra. Now, did you reciprocate and give him a play to run the night?
Of course I did. I can't tell you which play, though, but it might win the game.
It might win. The Louisville Orchestra will celebrate their anniversary here, and they'll also be on at halftime, guys.
All right, Jerry, thank you very much.
Touchdown and 3.
Completion carries the ball out to the 19-yard line, and it's 3rd and 3 for the Cardinals.
I think they're going to let the quarter run out.
The more that ticks off that clock, the better for Louisville. The closer you get to the end of the game being in contention. At the end of a period, Tennessee 7, Louisville nothing.
To the Thrifty Car Rental Holiday Bowl, including 5 days in sunny San Diego. You'll see a great game, visit SeaWorld, and drive away in a 1992 Chrysler LeBaron convertible. To enter, stop by any Thrifty Car Rental location or fill out the official entry form in select Monday editions of USA Today. Or simply print your name and address on a 3x5 card and mail to this address. Round-trip air transportation provided by US Air.
If you're a comparison shopper, come to the Isuzu Invitational. At $2,300 off, you might discover that you're a real trooper. Or maybe you'll discover you're a stylish person. And even if you're an impulse buyer, you'll find yourself in for a real pickup. So if you're thinking about a change, be a trooper and hurry to the Isuzu Invitational to compare and save on Isuzu cars and trucks. Or really just save, because with Isuzu, there's no comparison.
Flying coach was a bit of a drag, but I'm here.
Jane, I'd like you to meet Peter. Peter makes movies.
Features.
Hi, we were just talking about this movie that HBO made. It was so intense. Did you make that movie?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't make that? I'm at home thinking they'll never show.
And then they show.
Are you talking about that HBO movie?
They're really gutsy, huh?
I didn't even know they made movies. Did you make that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, no.
I read that movie caused a lot of controversy. But you probably stay away from stuff like that, huh? Too risky, huh?
If it's a movie that's powerful, provocative, a movie that gets talked about, you can be sure that HBO will make it.
It was edgy.
Poignant.
No, I didn't make it.
Excuse me. I heard you make movies for HBO?
Yes. Yes, I do.
HBO original movies, only on HBO.
You know, people have been talking about my movies all night.
This is our premiere telecast of our Thursday night CFA football package, coming to you live from Louisville, Tennessee. I did it again. Louisville, Kentucky, where Tennessee and Louisville are facing each other. 3rd and 3 for the Cardinals. And motion on the offensive line as Billy Bosworth just had a seat.
Well, the problem is Billy Bosworth has moved his position now. He is filling in and has moved to left tackle because Kevin Bluemeyer's out. So it's a new position for him. The wide receiver ran again, started too early. The crowd noise is affecting Louisville also.
Dead ball, procedure foul. You know what you're looking
Where they run receivers through and either delay the tight end or back.
Brown straight back against the 3-man rush. Dumps it. There's the delay, but it's not very successful this time. Anthony Semak, the tight end, makes the catch, and Sean Walker wraps him up.
They ran the delay as I felt they would. Tennessee did a good job of their linebackers. Here, watch Rodriguez in his first try. It's good to give him a chance to get settled also. He got beat inside. The tackle late on Jeff Brown.
Wilmsmeyer is back to punt. Carter waits at his 45. High, soaring kick this time. And Carter steps up to the 48-yard line. Makes the fair catch there. Punt of 35 and no return. Major League Baseball comes your way again tomorrow night. Doubleheader action at 7:30. Most of you will see Oakland against Detroit. The Tigers just continue to hang in there. Followed by St. Louis at San Diego. And the Cardinals starting to see any hopes of a division title fade away from them. The American League East, Detroit only 3 games back, 2 in the loss column. Boston 5.5 back, so we hope you'll join us for that. Henson and Poe are the running backs.
Henson, the ball carrier.
And Henson crosses into Louisville territory.
Get the football through on that play. 2nd and 7 for the Tennessee Volunteers.
2nd and 7 for Tennessee. Kelly play action. Plenty of time. Floats it across the middle, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Buchanan. Buchanan still on his feet. Down to the Tennessee 30.
Boy, Andy Kelly threw a beautiful pass. Again, they keep mentioning Carl Pickens. They rolled to Carl Pickens' side and left the tight end wide open. Mark Adams, the ball's right to him, just bounces off his hands. Great interception by Ray Buchanan, a great return. And again, keep the crowd in the ball game is what Louisville's trying to do. Watch the coverage on Pickens. This is why the tight end's open. Here's the roll of the corner right there, William Blackford. Here comes a safety over the top. You'll see in a couple minutes. That's left the tight end open.
Huge break for Louisville at the Tennessee 32. Dawkins spun off one tackle, got to the 31-yard line. Nice job by Kerry Bailey to wrap him up, and Blumeyer has come back in at left tackle. 3 different times this week and told Jeff Brown, stay in the pocket, we'll give you the time, we'll protect you. So far, he hasn't lived up to the promise.
Jeff Brown has to get the ball to his tight end, Jose Gonzalez.
2nd and 9. Brown on the roll, he's in trouble. Got away twice. Floats it, and Boykin can't get it at the 23. Well, Brom looked like Houdini. Todd Kelly and Shazan Bradley both had shots at him and missed.
Well, if Howard Schnellenberger looked at Jeff Brom last week and said, I want you to stay in the pocket, he's not going to argue with the decisions this young man's making early tonight because he's on the run. He's running for his life. Protection's breaking down, and he's giving them a chance with his scramble ability. But the problem is when you have a scrambling quarterback, just like Major Harris, you can't practice broken route. You have a new route every play.
If Howard Schnellenberger says stay in the pocket, he's going to say, what pocket? You find it for me, I'll stay in it.
He'll need a new quarterback if he stays in the pocket.
3rd and 9. Big play. Brom got it complete. Inside the 20 to the Tennessee 17. Mark Fletcher made the tackle. A gain of 14, and Brom was right on target that time.
When you have trouble protecting, keep the tight end in. Here's Jose Gonzalez against Chuck Smith. They're going to double him to give Jeff Brom a chance to stay in the pocket and throw the route.
And Brom is taking a shorter drop, too. At the beginning of the game, he was going back 7 steps and meeting Tennessee linemen when he got there. Louisville has had absolutely no success getting outside on Tennessee.
Their linebackers run too quickly. You have to establish a running game inside before you can go outside. Keep your tight end in. If you're having trouble, keep him in. Help yourself protection-wise.
2nd and 11. Dawkins down 19 yards on 8 carries in the first half. Here comes the Tennessee rush. Brom escapes. Throws and incomplete. There is a flag down on the play back at the 18-yard line. There's a break for the Cardinals.
I know Howard wants a drop-back game, but the best single item he has going for himself right now with that Tennessee rush is the fact that Jeff Brom can scramble. Going to put more gray hair on Howard's head, though, but
I don't think there's room.
There's always room for one more.
2nd and 6 after the penalty. Louisville trailing Tennessee by 7. Boykin on the delay. To the 5. Fumbled the football, but it's recovered by the flanker, Greg Brom. They will move it back because you can't advance the ball in a fumble, but Brom made the recovery and kept the ball in Louisville's possession.
I think they're going to give it to him, Mike, because I think what their thought is he was down. Now, watch this play. Watch. You'll see Greg Brom come in here in a few minutes. There's a tackle. The ball's loose before he went down. There's Greg Brom, a heady player, the brother of the quarterback, Jeff Brom. And they gave him the recovery.
They'll put it at the 2. 1st and goal, Louisville.
Tonight, if Louisville scores, the people out there might want to turn down the volume in the sets because this place is going to go crazy. They must think outside against the big rush of Tennessee and the size.
Dawkins and Boykin in the eye. Boykin, the deep man. Boykin gets it. Dives. Got to the 1 and paid for it. Ben Talley and Roderick Lewis came through, and Talley really nailed it.
Ben Talley, number 90. You'll see him come into the picture right here. Make the tackle. Watch Talley step up there with his shoulder square. Again, with the size Tennessee has, you either have to go outside or over the top.
2nd and goal from the 1. Dawkins. Got it close, but not in. He tried.
Now here's where you have to think the same type of play, or Jeff Brom is such a good athlete, quarterback sneak possibilities.
Or how about the play action naked bootleg?
I'm looking at, if I'm Howard Schnellenberger and he's showing you how far it is, I think he's going to run this play. I I look for the quarterback sneak.
Louisville trying to tie with 9:42 to go first half against 11th-ranked Tennessee in front of a record crowd. Quarterback sneak, no chance. He may have lost some yardage.
Well,
he was very tentative on it.
Howard and I were thinking the same. You've got to go for the touchdown. You have no. I don't think Howard has a decision to make right here. You don't like to take the ball off the line of scrimmage a great deal because Tennessee has such a strong front. You have to go over the top. I still wouldn't rule out the quarterback sneak again. But Jeff Brown, you're right. Look, tentative trying to go in there. They may take a timeout and talk it over.
Lost about a foot, and that's exactly what they are going to do because this is too big a play to call something you don't want. We've got a timeout on the field, 8:54 to go in the half, and a 7-point game.
State Farm presents the rules of the game.
Today we are talking about a play in which the defense intercepts a pass within its 5-yard line. His momentum carries him into the end zone where he is tackled. What is the call? Is it a safety?
State Farm sells life insurance. In fact, we've been there protecting hopes and dreams for families for over 60 years. And we're there for your family today with the life insurance value you're looking for. You see, the cost of State Farm life insurance is among the lowest in the industry. So, you get an outstanding value from a company with a long history of financial stability. Isn't that what you're looking for in a life insurance plan for the people who are counting on you?
Oh, yeah. State Farm sells life insurance.
When the defensive player intercepts a pass within the 5-yard line and is tackled in the end zone, it is not a safety. The ball is brought back to the spot of interception and put in play there.
Rules of the Game has been brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Paul Mercier came home to Dodge Caravan for the security of the first and only minivan airbag. For Rockney Roads, the all-weather maneuverability of all-wheel drive. And for Tom Smiley, the stopping power of ABS brakes. Caravan, redesigned inside and out, including rear shoulder belts and a child protection door lock. The only minivan with all these safety features. Welcome home, America.
Now get $500 cash back on all new 1991 Caravans.
ESPN's Thursday night CFA, Tennessee and Louisville, is brought to you by Dodge. For performance, quality, safety, and value, welcome home, America. 4th and 2 feet to tie. Louisville inside the 1. Johnny Majors on the left, Howard Schnellenberger on the right. Much honored coaches in their profession. They both won national championships. Both at different schools. Majors at Pittsburgh, Schnellenberger at Miami.
2 of the better dress coaches also.
Yeah. Without a doubt, one of the biggest plays in the history of Louisville football right here. Dawkins fumbled the handoff and he didn't make it.
Too much penetration, Mike, by the defensive line of Tennessee. You watch the replay. Watch the right side of your screen. Number 23, the linebacker, Ernest Fields, actually went over the pile and met it. Just too much penetration.
A 10-play drive after an interception fails to produce any points. It's still 7-0.
V8 Power drove Gary Gelwick's home to a Dodge Dakota 4x4. For Rich Gallo, it was 6,500 pounds of towing. And for Tom Curtis, 2,000 pounds of payload muscle. The mid-size Dakota V8, Peterson's four-wheel 4x4 of the year. And with a new 4x4 Club Cab model, the best all-round pickup you can buy. Welcome back, America.
Now get total savings up to $4,370 on select Dodge trucks.
A lot of women find my looks intimidating. Do you?
My mother makes the best brisket.
There I was in the Congo.
Why is a good man so hard to find?
Just a minute, okay? Why ask why? Try Bud Dry. It's dry brewed, not watered down. To drink light, yet satisfy completely. So while men aren't perfect,
You finished up?
at least refreshment is.
Dan Larson knows a secluded course where the holes are challenging, but the fees aren't. Now, where do you suppose he'd rent a car? Budget, where every rental passes 25 quality checks and price is not a handicap. The smart money is on Budget. Get a smart rate on a Lincoln. $199 per week, $39 each extra day with unlimited mileage. The smart money is on Budget.
A brilliant goal line stand by Tennessee's defense keeps it 7-0. If you're Tennessee's offensive coordinator, what do you like down here?
Bombs away right here. I'm trying one play to try to knock it out, and then I got a demoralized defense. I want to throw it deep.
They'll keep it on the ground on first down. They give it to Big Kenneth Campbell, a sophomore, 6'2", 228 out of Chattanooga. He pounds his way up to the 5.
Louisville must confuse Tennessee. Watch the defensive line just before the snap of the ball. See them move. They have now confused the blocking assignments of Tennessee. They're trying to give their little defensive linemen a chance against the big offensive line of Tennessee. Try to disguise and make them hungry.
2nd and 6. And after the 10-yard line goes Tavio Henson. Henson. Stop at the 10. Tremendous defensive play by Kevin Gaines, who came up from the corner. And outside of the 75-yard bomb, Tennessee has been held to under 40 yards total offense in this half.
Louisville defense doing an outstanding job. Again, we're in a situation where Louisville could go after the Tennessee punt. If they do, they must come from the outside because Tennessee really tightens down, as you see.
Tom Hutton, the left footer, kicks it to Boykin. Have a chance to return this one from the 50. And got to the Tennessee 42. So once again, Louisville in good shape as far as field position. A 40-yard punt, an 8-yard return. Our game still Tennessee 7, Louisville nothing.
Hi, we're the Carroll Bros of Carroll's Mobile Homes. Our homes are quality built with features you find in many site-built homes costing thousands more. Like 2x6 sidewalls of R19 insulation, Creekstone fireplaces, ceramic tile countertops, thermal pane windows, perimeter heating, Whirlpool baths, heavy residential trim, beautiful birch, cherry, or oak cabinets, and perimeter framing available for basement setups. At Carroll's Mobile Homes, we know we can replace a home and never a customer. Take I-64 west to Georgetown, Indiana, exit 118, just 10 minutes from Louisville. Come see us soon.
At Albin Used Cars, we have it all. All kinds of cars and trucks in all price ranges. All types of financing with all kinds of payment plans. And we're always open 7 days a week and every weeknight. It's always easy to buy a car from Albin Used Cars because we have it all. Selection, price, and financing. We'll have you on the road in less than an hour. Albin Used Cars on 3rd Street, 4 blocks north of the Watterson.
Whether it looks like this or this, you'll find a Dairy Mart convenient nearby, and with everything you need to make summer great, just like magic. You'll find Fisher's all meat, thick or garlic bologna for just $1.69 a pound, and refreshing drinks from Tropicana in the big 32-ounce size for just $1.19. It's all waiting for you right now, just like magic.
At Convenient Food Mart.
7-0 Tennessee, 6:58 to go in the half, and joining us tonight, Airship Shamu, making its first football appearance of the season here on ESPN. The Shamu blimp on the first leg of a 4-month goodwill tour of the Northeast for SeaWorld. Last 2 Louisville possessions have been at the Tennessee 32 and now the 42, and they need to take advantage of one of these breaks.
They need to throw on first down.
Boykin with Dawkins in front. Nice play inside the 35. Right now, let's check in with Chris Fowler.
All right, fellas, updating the baseball pennant races. In the AL East, first place Toronto leads Cleveland 7-1 in the fifth inning. Second place Detroit, trying to keep pace, trails the A's 4-1. U.S. Open tennis, Jimmy Connors lost the first set, trails 5-4 in the second set to Paul Harhoos. Football news at halftime. Stay with us for that. Back now to Louisville.
Thank you, Chris. Boykin now 9 carries, 48 yards. It is 2nd and 2. Boykin again behind Dawkins. He's got the first down to the 30. Really been impressed with the way they have been able to run the ball inside.
They have really done a good job running the football. Where they have to make their hay against the Tennessee defense is throwing the football. When you look at both these squads, the definite dominating factor is the Tennessee defense. Louisville has to beat the Tennessee defense to win this game. They have to come away with points on this drive, Mike. It'd be very important to either get tack 3 on the board, or get in the end zone for a touchdown.
Last week, one of Jeff Brom's touchdown passes went to his brother, number 48, Greg Brom, the flanker. And Louisville will spend its second time out here in the first half to talk it over with a 1st and 10 situation from the Tennessee 30-yard line. Let's get out of the sideline. Dr. Jerry Punch. Jerry? Schnellenberger talking with Jeff Brom. The storyline for our CFA Thursday night debut from sold out and more than sold out Cardinal Stadium. Tennessee with a big pass rush so far, and the big play in the game, the 75-yard bomb to Pickens. Louisville with only 68 yards of total offense, but they have kept the ball on the ground and used up a lot of times. Probably the biggest series in this game was the goal line stand by the Tennessee defense that kept that 7-point lead. Straight back to throw. Both backs in to protect him. Now he's going to scramble. And got back to the line of scrimmage. Good hustle by middle linebacker Sean Walker.
You can't blame pass protection on that play.
Schnellenberger called this a landmark opportunity in the biggest game against the best opponent that we have ever had a chance to beat. 11th ranked Tennessee. 3rd and 9 for Louisville. Brom 4 out of 6, 33 yards so far. And he needs one here. Chased out of the pocket, shovel pass. Dawkins runs over one tackler, forced out of bounds at the 25. It'll be about 4 yards shy of the first down. Very slow developing play.
You have to kick the field goal in this situation, but Ralph Dawkins, see Jeff Brom again. When you have a tough pass rush, you have to screen him, draw him, trap him. It's a screen. He just flipped the ball to Ralph Dawkins.
You know, it looks like the tackles are doing a pretty good job. Brom is getting so deep that they are getting around on the outside, and you can only you can't keep a guy from any point in the field.
On that particular play, Mike, he wanted to draw it upfield with the screen, so he took a deep drop to try to bring those defensive ends up so that he could get the screen off. But I was impressed with the way Ralph Dawkins ran after he caught the football.
Klaus Wilmsmeyer on the field. Where they spotted it will be a 42-yard attempt. And remember, the goalposts have been narrowed 2.5 feet on each side this year. So they are the same dimensions as the NFL, and it makes it tougher. Last year, Wilmsmeyer was 9 out of 11 so far this year, 1 of 1. He's got it. Wilmsmeyer from 42 and puts the Cardinals on the board here in the second quarter. They trail number 11 Tennessee 7-3.
This is the Goodies Extra Strength formula that you made the best-selling headache powder in the Southeast. The same reliable brand that's been relieving the pain and discomfort of headaches, arthritis, muscular aches and colds for more than 50 years. And the very same extra strength formula that Goodies has now made into a tablet. Goodies Extra Strength tablets and powders. Now, isn't that a relief?
It begins at dawn. They've come for you. And they want what you have. It's your bed, your Certa Perfect sleeper. But It's the most comfortable spot in the house. The Serta surface and support only Serta builds in makes it that way. So if it gets a little late for breakfast, there's always brunch. Is it any wonder people are saying, I want my Serta?
Hello?
Hello, Jamie. How are you?
How you doing, buddy?
How'd you like the new music?
Great. Really great.
Well, where are the words?
How about checking your fax machine? You're gonna love it. It's your favorite key.
Hey.
This feeling's just like magic, day by day.
Dex Facsimile, one of a wide range of business communication solutions from Fujitsu, the global computer and communications company.
The Louisville, Kentucky skyline, which may soon see a 55,000-seat dome stadium as part of it. Either that or they will build it here on campus. The decision has been made. They are going to build the stadium. It's a question of what type and where. And that will be a huge boost to Howard Schnellenberger's program. Louisville to kick off. Carl Pickens and Dale Carter are deep. Carter led the nation in kick returns a year ago. He averaged 29.8 yards a return.
You might want to script a kick. Either one you kick to, pick your poison. One of them's going to hurt you.
If you can't put it in the stands, I wouldn't kick it up in the air. Pickens from the 8. Almost made it outside, but wrapped up on a beautiful tackle at the 18-yard line. Derek Hawthorne made a tackle that could have saved a huge return. Coming up at halftime, Chris Fowler will be in the studio. All the Major League Baseball scores and an update on the U.S. Open action. And then all of our analysts from all over the country in college football will be along for a halftime blitz, updating you on everything. And Mike Gottfried will be back for his first half analysis of this one. And it's been a good one so far. Tennessee leading Louisville 7-3, 4:06 to go in the half. They'll keep it on the ground, and you can just see the confidence of this Louisville football team growing and growing. Leonard Ray made the stop as we approach halftime to the quarterback. James Stewart is the tailback, seeing his first action. Stewart finds the seam and goes out across the 30 near the 35-yard line. Sumter in on the tackle along with Hawthorne.
We thought it'd be just a matter of time till those freshman tailbacks get in. James Stewart with a good cut off the toss play.
In Morristown, Tennessee, and Johnny Majors said he told his young backs, just hold on to it if you don't do anything else. Gets a couple once again. Leonard Ray had him wrapped up around the waist. 2nd and 5. They give it this time to the fullback, Kenneth Campbell, and Campbell just powers his way up the midfield. Campbell, 6'2", 228. He is bigger than every one of the Louisville linebackers.
Open that play.
Gain of 12 for Campbell. We're down to 2:20 in the half. Stewart on the toss. Campbell, nice block in front of him, and Stewart breaks it out down to the 25-yard line.
I don't know if Andy Kelly checked that off, but he went outside against a heavy blitz by Louisville inside.
Gain of 25 for Stewart.
Watch this play. You see the blitz coming from Louisville? Everybody's inside. They had to have a bust. They got outflanked, and that opened it up for James Stewart to get outside. A bust on the defensive part of Louisville.
Since Stewart has come into the game, 4 carries, 45 yards. First down, Volunteers. Stewart again. More room to run. Down to the 18-yard line. Cully, the middle linebacker, knocked him down. He's out of Geneva, Illinois. Stewart is a senior, averaged nearly 10 yards a carry in high school. 25 touchdowns his senior year. And Tennessee will use a timeout, and Andy Kelly will go over to Jimmy Makers and talk about it. ESPN's NFL Game Day will come your way every Sunday at noon Eastern Time. Chris Berman, Tom Jackson, and Joe Theismann will bring you pro football's most comprehensive pregame show. Everything you always wanted to know, and maybe even a little bit more. And at 7, Chris and TJ are back with Prime Time, where you'll see highlights of all the day's games. And Tom Jackson, class of 72. I'm sure tuning in tonight. TJ, good luck to your Cardinals. This drive, 6 plays, 64 yards, all on the ground, and Stewart has eaten up 52 of it.
Ty Smith, the defensive coordinator, told me the other day that he has a young defense, so he expects big plays against him like he did early in the game, but he also expects them to make some big plays, and they need to try to make one down here. The clock's in their favor.
Minute 38 left in the half. Tennessee up 7-3. If you joined us late, they scored on a Carl Pickens bomb. Louisville countered with a field goal. That's the scoring. Hayden and Campbell are the backs. Hayden gets the carry and stutters across the 15 to the 14-yard line for a first down. Tom Cavallo made the tackle. Quite a luxury to have 3 guys that you can run in and out of there to be your main ball carriers. Of course, he lost Chuck Webb and Tony Thompson from a year ago. Kelly, play action. Can't find anybody. Dumped out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Ben Sumter played it very, very well. Well, they ran, then they go to play action, and it doesn't work. This is the enclosed end of the stadium that Tennessee is driving into, which makes it far louder. And, of course, the stadium seats 39, and you can see people standing everywhere. They expect anywhere up to 42,000 tonight. And it is a tribute to what Howard Schnellenberger has done with this program. You know, I don't think anybody, when Howard Schnellenberger took this job, Mike Gottfried, thought it was a rational decision on his part. I know his family didn't. They said, Howard, you've done it again. You're crazy. But he knew what he was doing. He wanted to take the worst football team in the country, which is his term, and build it into a national champion, and he's about 2/3 of the way there.
Really, people don't realize that when he went into Miami was in a similar situation. They were down. They didn't draw a lot of people to the Orange Bowl, and he built that program. So once you build a program, he talked about his background with Bear Bryant and playing for Bear and playing for Blanton Kiger, and it prepared him for these kind of rebuilding situations. He's an outstanding coach.
Critical part of this game, a minute 13 to go in the half. Tennessee up 7-3 and driving. 2nd and 8. Hayden on the draw. And Louisville collapses on him. Second effort gets him to the 10. Cavallo made the tackle again.
Hayden, Tom Cavallo makes the play, number 41. 47 seconds to go.
3rd and 5. Kelly, play action. Throws to the goal line. Stopped at the 1. It's complete. It will be another first down and stop the clock with 36 seconds to go. Kevin Gaines made the tackle on Pickett. Single setback.
Louisville.
And now Louisville will use a timeout to stop the clock to set the defense.
They need to get some substitutions in on their goal line defense.
Well, the situation is this. 35 seconds left. Tennessee can run a play because they have 35 seconds left and a timeout remaining. So they don't have to worry about the ball carrier not being able to get up and not being able to run another play. What would you like down here on 1st and goal?
Him from going over the top.
Chris Fowler will join us at halftime with highlights of all the Major League Baseball games and an update on Jimmy Connors in the U.S. Open. And then all of our college football analysts from all across the country will be with you for a halftime blitz. We'll talk about the state of college football right now and then come back to Mike Gottfried and have him talk about this game, which has been exciting so far.
Tennessee's used their size, Mike, in this drive.
Sure has.
Done a great job running the football.
1st and goal inside the 1. 35 seconds left in the half. Tennessee leading Louisville 7-3. Stewart, Hayden, and Campbell are the backs. Hayden outside. Touchdown, Tennessee. Roll Bino had a shot at him, but the Rover back couldn't bring him down before he crossed the goal line.
Tennessee went to the wishbone offense. Here you see the give by Andy Kelly to Aaron Hayden. He starts up inside. A good play by number 24. Buchanan forced him outside.
Johnny Majors reacting to that play call. 82-yard drive on 11 plays. And Wendelbo comes on to add the point after. So Tennessee with a very impressive and time-consuming drive, as Mike Gottfried said, using the power of that offensive line and fresh tailbacks to ram it down the throat of the Louisville Cardinal defense.
You build a team with talent, build it solid, make it hum, and you build a winning program for all the years to come. Great Financial Federal, your key to financial security.
More and more smart car buyers are heading for the Louisville Auto Center, Kentucky's largest car and truck shopping center.
With over 2,000 deeply discounted new cars and trucks, the Louisville Auto Center makes it a buyer's market every day.
Honda,
Pontiac,
GMC truck,
Mitsubishi,
Cadillac,
Infiniti,
and Saturn.
Plus the best selection of used cars and trucks anywhere.
Before you buy any car, you owe it to yourself to find out how much you'll save at the Louisville Auto Center.
Right off I-64 at Hurstbourne Parkway.
Where nobody walks away.
You say you want to go to places like this, and this, but you don't want to part with a lot of these? Then turn on the Travel Channel and tune in to Travel Bargains, the show that can get you low airfares on a regularly scheduled airline. These are the guaranteed lowest published fares, and they're exclusive to Travel Channel viewers. It's as easy as picking up one of these. So before you take another trip, watch Travel Bargains every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., 9 p.m., and 1:30 a.m. Eastern. Travel Bargains, the new way to save on travel.
This is not a time to take any chances. Run one play, get to halftime, settle your team down, explain to them, hey, they played great. They just had a couple big missed opportunities on offense and a bust on defense.
Dawkins is the single setback. Blom wants to throw. Screen. Dawkins. Nice job of using his blockers, and Dawkins out across the 30 to the 35. Well, if you are going to pass, that's the way to do it. Nice and safe.
Nice, safe pass. Can't get picked off. Get yourself a chance to pick up some yardage and try to get down in field goal position.
A couple of blockers who were actually behind him when he caught the ball and did a great job of letting them get out in front. Brom 6 out of 8, but only 52 yards. Brom on the run, throws complete to his brother, who gets out of bounds. In Tennessee territory at the 48-yard line. Greg Brom makes the catch.
They're one play away from trying to get in field goal position. They blew a couple timeouts early in the half, which is going to hurt them. But I talked about earlier playing a little safe. Howard Schnellenberger is figuring he has to get this crowd back in the ball game. He needs one more throw down to about the 25-yard line. Not having a timeout to try to set himself in field goal position.
Wilmsmeyer has a 60-yard leg. He has done it in practice. Four-man rush. Brown has time. Now he's chased, eating up the clock, and gets out of bounds with only 6 seconds left. So now if you throw the ball downfield, you have to throw it to the sideline because they can't stop the clock unless you get the first down, which would stop it.
He has to be thinking as he throws this football, I have to get a first down to set the clock, but then can I get my field goal team? You always work that. No timeouts, you work it in practice. Either he has to try to throw the ball in the end zone as deep as he possibly can, or some kind of out route. You can't throw the ball in the middle now.
Needs about a 15 to 17-yard sideline even to give Wilmsmeyer any kind of a shot. Trips right. Will try to run for it. And they stop him at the 35, and that will end the half. 23, Louisville trailing the 11th ranked Volunteers of Tennessee. Stand by for Chris Fowler. Chris Fowler, he will join you right after this.
More and more men all over America are discovering a new way to relax. They're called Hager Easies, and they're the kind of pants that feel great for doing just about everything, or nothing at all, because Hager Easies are cotton. So no matter what you're doing, you can feel comfortable just being yourself. Hager, a feel for America.
What do you call a car that out-accelerates a Ferrari Testarossa or a Lotus Esprit? Out-corners a Porsche Carrera. Has been called the affordable Ferrari by Motor Trend, and was named one of the world's top 10 performance car values. You call it the Dodge Stealth RT Turbo. Now choose from 4 Stealth models starting at $16,878. Welcome home, America. Advantage Dodge.
Mark your calendar, because True Value's September specials of the month are just too good to miss. Like this Empire 18-inch outdoor broom, only $5.99. And this Master Mechanic heavy-duty staple gun is just $11.88. The 32-gallon roughneck container by Rubbermaid is only $8.99. And in September, get 2 boxes of True Tough yard and trash bags. That's 80 bags for just $6.77 at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers.
And hello there, and welcome to our halftime report in the Thursday college football game, the first of the season. I'm Chris Fowler. Lee Corso joins me. It is the Vols over the Ville, 14-3, and the long drive and the long pass to Pickens.
Carl Pickens was the key in this first half. He caught the long touchdown pass and the pass that set up the touchdown. No wonder he took out a $1 million policy with Lloyd's of London. In case he gets hurt, he's going to be a great pro. Louisville made a questionable call on the goal line. They called timeout, ran off tackle. I think they should run the quarterback out. Louisville's losing on the scoreboard, but they're outplaying Tennessee. I like Louisville's chances in the fourth quarter.
I agree with Mike Patrick, though. The key is the goal line stand by Tennessee so far. Turning to other college football news, good news for Irish fans. Rick Meyer, the quarterback, has had charges dropped against him. The county prosecutor in South Bend said the evidence did not support the arrest made drunk and disorderly, massing at the line of scrimmage for a halftime blitz. News from around the country after this. The Vols up 14-3. Carl Pickens, 75 yards for a touchdown, got Tennessee on top 7-3 at that point.
Kelly LeBrock reveals the essence of man.
Hard to define, easy to know. It's in the way he holds a drink, the way he wears his clothes, the way he talks, the way he walks, the way he smiles, looks, and kisses. And when he holds you close, it's in the way he smells. Brute, the essence of man. Come on, put it on.
Dan Larson knows a secluded course where the holes are challenging, but the fees aren't. Now, where do you suppose he'd rent a car? Budget, where every rental passes 25 quality checks and price is not a handicap. The smart money is on budget. Get a smart rate on a Lincoln. $199 per week, $39 each extra day with unlimited mileage. The smart money is on budget.
Nobody can give you a price to repair your exhaust system until they check it out. From here to here. At Midas, before you get a price, you get a free inspection. And you get a guaranteed estimate, so you'll know what it'll cost right up front. You get Midas-trained experts and a Midas guarantee. And that guarantee is good in over 1,700 Midas shops all across the country. When we give you a price, believe it. And believe this, nobody beats Midas. Nobody.
Yeah, welcome back to our halftime report. Now, each Thursday night, we're going to get you ready for Saturday's game.
Film. SMU also will be better. They're 3 years removed from the death penalty. That's it from the Southwest Beat. I'm Craig James. Let's go out west. Mel.
Thanks, Craig. In the Pac-10 Saturday, 4th-ranked Washington visits underrated Stanford. This year's Stanford squad has the muscle up front. In fact, their offensive line, led by tackle Bob Whitfield, averages 6'6", 300 pounds. That makes it the second largest offensive line in all of football, including the NFL, to only the Indianapolis Colts.
For Washington, they'll be operating without 70% of their offensive output from last year's game.
His team are in the Big 8, so I like the idea of putting him back there.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. That is our halftime blitz. At halftime, it is the Tennessee Volunteers with the long bomb and the long drive. They have a 14-3 lead over Louisville. And a reminder, a week from tonight, David Klingler and Houston, 9 touchdown passes in the opener against Miami in the Orange Bowl, where they've won 38 straight.
When a man comes to Kuppenheimer and pays only $265 for a suit that would have cost him $400 somewhere else, he feels like celebrating. And with the money he saved, he can afford to. The Premier Edition suit, only at Kuppenheimer. Kuppenheimer, our values fit your values.
A car is a car. It won't make you handsome or prettier or younger, and if it improves your standing with the neighbors, then you live among snobs. A car is steel, electronics, rubber, plastic, and glass. A machine. And in the end, may the best machine win. Subaru. What to drive.
Our library's in trouble.
On the outside, handicapped people can't get in.
On the inside, furnaces with asbestos, peeling paint, cracked walls, equipment out of order, and no money for repairs.
Long lines for books, longer waits for computers.
Travel guides from 1974, medical books from 1949. We're 500,000 books short.
You can help. Vote yes to make our library better.
I've known Jenny since high school, so everybody agreed that it was up to me. I went over there, we talked about the party, I asked her if she remembered me driving her home. Then I told her about all the stuff she did when she was drunk. She got really mad, but I said, hey Jen, it's me. You need to know.
Reminder to join us each and every Saturday morning as we set up the day in college football on College Game Day. This week, the platter is full, including news about some questions that have to be answered at Notre Dame. When we come back, we'll send it back out to Louisville. Mike Patrick, Mike Gottfried, and Dr. Jerry Punch. The Volunteers have the long pass, the long drive before halftime. They have a 14-3 lead over Louisville.
Oh, here we go!
You're dressed, baby.
Zombie Blitz! How you like me now, baby? Got good life insurance? Oh, 911! Stretch it out. Stretch it out. Caramello. Chocolate.
Just a reminder that kids who participate in high school sports tend to go a little farther than those who don't.
Halftime at Louisville Kentucky, where Tennessee, the Volunteers, lead the Cardinals 14-3. And welcome back, everybody. Mike Patrick along with Mike Godfrey. Glad you could join us tonight for the premiere of our CFA series on Thursday night. Some big plays in the first half, but maybe the biggest of all, a series of 4 plays from the Tennessee Volunteer defense made an exceptional goal line stand, leading 7-0.
They really did, Mike. It was a great series for Tennessee. For Louisville, they needed to score. Here you see the first down and the pressure that the Tennessee defense put on the Louisville offense. Watch the quarterback sneak to the right. This is the second play. The key play on 4th down is where Herbert Henry, now you'll watch the fullback, watch out of the corner here. A.J. McCleskey, who's an offensive player, gets so much penetration that he made Herbert Henry make the block into the offensive backfield. There was no place for the tailback to go. Well, Louisville's just had missed opportunities. They've controlled the ball. They just have to make some big plays.
All right, and we'll be right here for that second half kickoff in just a moment, right after you listen to this.
What is reality? You talking to me? It's what you see. Relativity. And I'll be traveling. Hello, Lawrence. That's reality. Repeat the question. Why don't you tell me what reality is? It's what I wear. You got a problem with that? Traveling at the speed of light. Hello, Lawrence. Reality.
Now you can wear the look of the NFL. That's reality.
Oh, reality. Simply stated, that's pro line.
Where would the pros wear?
Still can't hear. Pro line. Now that's reality.
30 days to remember on ESPN in September. Outstanding college football is back in session every Thursday and Saturday, just to mention. Major League Baseball heats up the pennant chase, and it's life on the edge when you drive at this pace. You'll see top golfers like Nicklaus, Norman, and Strange, to name a few. And our Davis Cup team fights for the red, white, and blue. Great sports. You want to know when? In September on ESPN.
A legend here as a high school football player, went on to Notre Dame to win the Heisman Trophy, and then to Green Bay under the legendary Vince Lombardi. Hall of Famer, just one of the many former Louisville greats on hand tonight, hoping for a big comeback in the second half.